Hey guys, welcome back to Whatever Comes to Mind podcast. I'm Heaven.
I'm Rex.
And we have
Jaydcn, you know what I'm saying? What's up?
Okay, so this
Special guest.
Yeah, this is our special guest. He's our first guest star ever.
Yes, sir.
Actually, we've never had one.
First of many.
Yeah, first of many, hopefully. So give the people an introduction about you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Jaydcn. I make music. I'm on all platforms. I started making music like 2 years ago, and I would say that I got a lot better since then. But you know, I play basketball. And I'm about to start my track season, my last track season. So
Hashtag state bound.
already
No.
preseason.
Street saying
Street-
he's a scholar, an athlete, and a musician, bro.
Hey,
Hey,
triple double.
sounds pretty accomplished
You know
to
what I'm
me.
saying?
So, Jaydcn, what's your tag? How can they find you?
So on Instagram, I got 2 accounts. The first one is Jaydcn_. That's my music account, and then my main account is OMG Jaydon, Jaydon.
So, let's first talk about the music. What inspired you to do music?
So I would say like ever since middle school, really before that, but mainly in middle school, I would always be like just freestyling, like coming up with lyrics and stuff. And
Rap game.
I mean, we play a rap game all the time, and it was just fun, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would just be like writing them down in my phone, like in my notes app, but I never really like actually thought about making the songs and turning them into actual songs or anything. And then actually, it's a funny story. Sophomore year, there's this kid named BJ. In our grade, and he was making music, and he was showing everybody his songs. His songs was ass though. So I was like, I feel like I could do that too. I can make a better song than him. So then I made my first song. During that time, because I was just like, man, if this dude can make a song, I can make a song. You know what I'm saying? So
you wasn't impressed.
like I was not impressed. I was like, bro, and people was actually listening to his stuff. So I was like, okay, if I could do it and I can make it better, then maybe they listen to my stuff. So then that's how it kind of started. Yeah. And then once I made my first song, I started showing people, and they was like, it's actually pretty good, like for what it was, for it to be my first song. I was like, okay. And I actually did like doing it. So I just kept going with it. And then, you know, now we here. I got like 50-some songs out right now. And
How many albums?
I got 3 albums.
But like, what's that's like your inspiration for starting music? But like, what's your active inspiration?
My
like,
active inspiration?
What keeps you going?
What keep me going?
Yeah.
Okay, so like after the beginning and stuff, like it really turned into like a place where I could just like be kind of vulnerable, I guess, like because I wasn't really expressive with like my emotions and feelings and stuff. So I would just do that through my music. Like that would be like my journal or my diary. Like instead of writing a journal, I would just make music
Type shit.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's
that's
open to like the whole world.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I also feel like some of my experiences and like or even other people's experiences, because my music is like a mixture of like my experiences and other people's experiences that I've heard and seen. So it's like I feel like there's something in like all of my songs that people can relate to, and I think that's why I feel like people will like it, because it's real, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff, it'd be real stuff that I'm talking about, and then a lot of it is just like to make you feel good, you know, or
it's a bop, like,
you know what I'm saying, like whatever the case may be. And like I think now I'm trying to start like expanding my variety and types of music that I'm making, but I'm still also kind of staying true to how I used to be, like with the like real emotional and like expressive feelings.
Describe your sound in 3 words.
My sound?
Yeah,
like what type of music do you be making?
I make 3 words.
That shit hard.
Okay. Fun, real, emotional.
Okay, so what's your favorite album to date?
My favorite album, I think
if you had to be like
play this.
To the viewers listening, you know what I'm saying?
Mine?
What would you want them to check out first?
Mine? I would say my recent album, The Final Chapter.
Which is available on
Spotify, on Apple Music, on YouTube, on Deezer, on Tidal. It's on Pandora. It's on everything.
Hey,
you can find it on everything.
Whatever
It's
you
everywhere.
got, he
Wherever
got
you got
too,
it.
bro.
We find him. We find us. That's what we find him.
On me. You on here?
Oh, God.
But yeah, that's the one that I would recommend, even though it is like the most recent one. So it's not like as authentic, I guess, like in terms of
that makes sense.
how
though.
old, like the older stuff. But I think that this album that I just put out, it kind of like gives you the best mixture of all the stuff that I do. Like the way I had it set up is like the first couple songs is like this type of vibe, and then the last couple songs this type of vibe, and it's like a bunch of different stuff that you can get. So everybody, there's at least one song for everybody on that album, and I think that's just like that's a good representation of where I'm at right now, and like I think that's the best music that I put out so far. So I would recommend you starting with that, and if you like that, like for real, then I feel like you would like some of the other stuff that I put out too.
That makes sense too, because it also puts the best foot forward.
Yeah.
Because from what, like, I've listened to your music, you know what I mean, and
I did. Yeah, we did some research.
we did some research, and like the newer songs are just like easier to listen to as well. Like,
yeah, for sure.
you definitely got you got better at music, and you could tell like the quality is higher of the music. Like you got different mics and shit. You know what I mean? Just like
you can tell,
all that stuff is just like you could just it's just easier to listen to. So you putting your best foot forward to your newest viewers.
That's first impressions.
So how do you get into your recording headspace? Like, what vibe do you be into?
Really, like my process is so weird because like I just be doing it, one, when I have time, and two, if I just feel like it. But like
that homework no joke.
On me, I swear, bro. But like
that's no joke.
But no, like it's just like whatever song that I'm like about to start working on, I kind of just try to start like feeling because like I said, it's very emotional. So like I start trying to just feel out like the way how the beat is. Like if it's an upbeat song, I'm just trying to get into that mindset. Like, okay, I'm about to turn up, about to be lit. Or if it's like a slower beat, you know what I'm saying? And it's like getting into that headspace. So, and then I try to match like my vibe with the beat vibe first. And then that's when I start putting the stuff onto the...
Okay,
you
so...
be freestyling a little bit before and then start writing
of course.
stuff.
I be freestyling sometimes. Like, I don't always write. I mean, I do end up writing them down for the lyrics and stuff, obviously. But when I'm recording, sometimes I just like freestyle and then like do punching in bars. Like I just record and then I like, okay, what's the next bar? And then I record.
Do you find the chorus first and then you work around the chorus?
I go because some songs don't even have choruses, but like some songs they either start with the chorus or they start with a verse. And most of the time I just go in the order, like from beginning of the beat to end of the beat. Like I don't do like verse, chorus,
do you match
verse.
the song to the beat or the beat to the song?
That's a good question. I think most of the time I match song to the beat because like I look for the beats first and then I pick the beat and then that's when I write the song to it. But sometimes when I'm looking for the beat, I already have a like idea of what type of song I want.
Whenever something happens to you like in your life, do you just like be thinking and then you think of a bar and then you write it down?
Sometimes I do that. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I want to do that. Like
I'm not gonna lie.
I do. You know what I'm saying?
I do sometimes. Like I do got a note in my notes app of just like random bars that I just like. If I just think of something, I'm like, if I just think of something, I'm like, okay, let me just write that down for later because that is a, you know what I'm saying.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah, on me. Like
they might like that.
Yeah, and that's useful for like if I'm stuck and I can't think of a bar like on the spot, I can just go back to that note and be like, okay, I could use this, and even if it don't fit exactly, I could reword it or, you know what I'm saying, repurpose it to put it into the song.
Bro, that's smart as hell though, to get like away from writer's block. You can think like of different ways you could take.
So
like, you know.
So Kevin Gates, you know, the booty eating man, said that all of his music comes from a place of pain, which is crazy because half of it is about
it's about sex, bro.
But that's what he said, which is why he said he never made a song about his ex-wife because she never brought him any pain. So, the people you make songs about bring you pain?
I would say,
like, what would I have to do to make you write a song?
Like, if you would have to make me feel an intense emotion. It doesn't have to be pain, but it has to be something that's like on that level. You know what I'm saying? So like, it could be like you hurt me really bad, or it could be like I care about you so much. You know what I'm saying? But like, for me to make a whole song about you, it gotta be like my emotions gotta be heightened. but like for me to mention you in a song and like it not be about you or surrounding you, but like I put you in a song, I could just fuck with you, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't gotta be like, you know, like you could just be my friend or something, and I just throw you in there just.
Oh, so basically, we're gonna be on your next song.
I mean, whatever come to mind. Whatever come to mind, you know what I'm saying?
Basically, that sounds like a good idea.
I mean, y'all gonna see.
But that does make sense though, cause like, bro, you know, we taken lit class 4 years in high school. You know what I mean? Like, anytime you write about something, it has to be about some type of like previous experience that's really stuck with you, and none sticks with you like.
Yeah, like your relationships with people.
Yeah, like your relationship,
people
friendships,
all that
shit.
shit.
They say you never forget how someone makes you feel.
Yeah.
That's why old people still be racist. Because they never forget about the hatred they felt.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just like, and again, that's going back to like me putting my feelings out onto the beat and like doing it in a like song form. Like the way I'm feeling about somebody, I could express it better or easier, I guess, in a song rather than just like writing down straight like in a journal or something, or just talking to somebody for it.
Do you necessarily care about like? Do you care more about what you're saying or like
how you're saying
it, like how it sounds? Like, for example, like, do you follow the meta of music or do you just be like,
shit, I gotta say it, I'm gonna say it.
Saying whatever sounds good to you. You know what I mean?
I think that like I pay attention to my lyrics and I am intentional with my lyrics for the most part. Like I try to have good bars, like for the most part. But also like I understand that like music nowadays, people want to hear a certain type of sound and like people want to hear a certain thing. Like lyrics don't necessarily matter that much. It's more about just like what it sound like. You know, if it's catchy, then it's gonna go somewhere. So it's like I kind of try to do both. Like I want it to sound good, and like I try to take into account like what is already doing good, but I also want it to sound good to me because I listen to my music like all the time, my own music. Like the music I make is stuff that I will listen to. Yeah. So it's like.
So, who are 3 artists that have influenced you?
Okay. My 3 artists, I would say.
Who's in your rotation?
Yeah, except OMG Jaydcn.
My 3 artists are, if you know me, is DC the Don for sure. I would say Uzi, and like. We
remember where we were when it turned to a take drop.
Oh no, that was crazy. But my 3rd artist, I don't know. I feel like it could be a toss up between like a bunch of people, like anybody that's kind of like a semi-lyrical rapper in a sense, because of like my attention to lyrics and stuff. I guess you could say like Drake, like back in the day Drake. You say J. Cole, because I do listen to J. Cole too. Even like, well, not Rod Wave, not like a lyrical rapper, but like I was just thinking of him as like a. I mean, he is. Like, he has good lyrics. He got good lyrics, but like, I wouldn't call him a lyrical rapper. I think he's more known for like his melodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Or even like Youngboy.
I could definitely see that though. Like in your music, like I could definitely. You have songs that like mimic all 3 of who you just named.
I
you
can
know
definitely
what I mean?
hear all your influences in your music.
Yeah, but like I try to, like I don't want to. I try to be different and like. I know everybody's trying to do that, but like I really am trying to make music to where it's like, because you know, like when some people like you hear somebody be like, oh, he sound like this person, or he sound like this person. Like I don't really want that.
You sound like you.
Yeah, I know. Like it's like I don't want that to be like. I know it's inevitable for people to be like that, but I'm trying to avoid that. Like I'm trying to be like, this sounds good because it just sounds good, not because like, oh, you sound like Uzi, you sound like DC, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. Separate myself, but it's like I have to have influences. Like I can't just not.
Everyone has an influence.
You know what I'm saying?
All music comes from, like it all originated in the same place,
right?
Then it just expanded from that.
Yeah. I think it's also important to have like a spread of music. Like you can't just have one sound.
Yeah, I think that's important.
It'll get repetitive.
Yeah.
You seen it like over time. DaBaby, that's why DaBaby fell off.
Yeah,
he sounds the same. Yeah.
It worked. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just
it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Some music, like lots of music, is based off life experiences. So if you have a different life experiences, your music should sound different.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the songs that you recorded in your best and your worst moment, they should sound different because they were different emotions that were being felt during the process of writing and recording.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your evolution as an artist, and like how do you think you can keep on growing? Like what can you do to keep on growing?
So my evolution, I would say that I just got, my main thing was my confidence. I think when I first started, I really like was not confident in like rapping and like singing. I wasn't confident in my lyrics. Like I wasn't confident at all. Like, and that's to be expected. Like I've never done this before, and it's like a really public thing. Like, and you can sound really bad at it too, and it's like grounds for so much criticism from so many people. So like, I just like over time, I just kept going at it, and I kept getting better. And I got more confident in my delivery. You know, I got better equipment too. Like I started investing into it, taking it more seriously so I could sound better. Yeah. And, you know, just like perfecting it, you know. And now I feel like I'm at a good spot, but I still, like, I know I can get better, obviously. And I think what I can do now to grow even more is just like really just study the music more, like my own music and other people's music. Figuring out what people like, what people don't like, and then just like taking that all in and then focus on what I like too. And also, you know, I still never have recorded in a studio before, so I do want to do that at least one time. You know, so that's kind of going into investments and stuff. But you know, it's really just keep going at it, because the more you do something, the better you're gonna get at it. So just keep going and keep trying new things. Also, I think I've been starting to try new things.
You try. Yeah, like for us, this is our first time having a guest.
Yeah.
So a musical guest at that.
Yeah.
So
all new experiences.
So you know, in rap music and in music in general, there's always like tropes in music. Like, so I'll tell you mine. Rex can go, and then you can go. My least favorite tropes in music. I hate when they be like, I shoot like any, like, okay, so the lyric was, I ain't never had time for no arguments, big ass shotgun, look like Lord marking it. Like, I just, that's so uncreative. I've heard that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your least favorite, or y'all least favorite tropes in rap music? Like,
That
whatever bar.
That makes sense, bro. There's a lot of, like, cliche bars, like that one person said, but, like, people overuse. Wayne said, real G's move in silence like lasagna. And I swear, I feel like I've heard that in, like, a million other songs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in
some form or fashion. Like, it's just too cliche. Like, it's just not.
But they did say imitation is the highest form of respect.
Yeah.
So.
But it's at that point, is it imitation, or is it just like
just taking it?
They just running out of stuff to say.
That's what I'm saying.
I think mine would probably be chess, not checkers. And like, because like I've heard that bar so many times.
Like, I'm running the game like Usain Bolt.
Yeah, I heard that one too.
Get out of
but
here.
it works in some situations and it just don't in others. Like, you say something so simple and then be like, this chess, not checkers. Like, it just don't work. Like,
get your own swag,
like maybe if if J. Cole said it in like some like.
Because he actually thinks,
like he
probably the only rapper that know how to play chess and chess. So.
Right, on me. And like they also like, that's not their best bar. Like, and a lot of these songs that have that bar, like that might be their best bar, or that might be like one of their upper bars. But like somebody like J. Cole, who got hella bars, that's just another one for him. And like he also intertwines that with the rest of his songs, so where it makes sense. But a lot of people. And this is like in general, like I know Lil Durk get clowned for this a lot. He just be talking like about nothing. Like his bars be having no cohesion sometimes. So it's just like some of these rappers, they just be saying whatever. But like that's what go back to it just being sound good.
They be like, Lil Mama better than a 3-year-old. Don't
That's what I'm saying.
Say that.
I heard Durk be talking about like praying during Ramadan and then talk about eating ass.
Like it's the order of his bars is just so
you gotta like save that for a different song,
right?
Bro. Like,
those two things have nothing. Those two things are like the opposite.
No correlation at all. No correlation. So it's just like, they're just talking on the beat, but it worked for them. So.
Also like punchlines like that have like double entendres. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got you could interpret it. I feel like J. Cole does that really well.
Yeah, I like
Wayne
those bars
did that
a lot.
hella good.
I like those bars a lot.
I love
Bars-
I love stuff like that.
Bars that you gotta think about, like if you hear
It'll
it
hit
and then
you
you
later
catch
and
it,
be
it'll
like,
The
oh.
first time I heard Real G's move besides like lasagna, I was like,
Wait a minute.
yeah, I love bars like that. Yeah, I love bars like that.
Yeah,
or
that's fact.
so I also like songs that like Great Gatsby by Rod Wave. After reading the novel and listening to the song, like the fact like it has a storyline. Like like I can definitely understand, even though I don't know who he threw the party of the century from. I understand like how his relationship probably turned out or is going to turn out,
Right.
and how it probably won't have a good ending.
Right.
But I think he does that well too with his music too, because like Jaydcn, I feel like in a lot of like in your most recent album, I feel like listening to it, the beginning was like upbeat. You had a lot of like underground sounding songs, which is my vibe. You know what I mean? I love stuff like that. I love like the Yeats and the Cash Dummies and all these people. It's like a good sound, and I feel like your voice fits that really well. But then deeper into the album, you also have like slower songs, and it's like mixed in. So it gives you like the best of both worlds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I respect that. Like, I feel like you put in thought into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a good spread of music that captures a very wide audience, which is like
Jaydcn,
deliberate.
what are your 3 albums called again?
So the first one I dropped was January of last year. That one was called A Letter to You. And that basically was like a story. That was kind of like my story, but a little bit exaggerated. So from beginning to end, it was you broke up with your ex. You meet a new girl, want her. Now y'all are like having a problem, and then at the end, y'all kind of come to a resolution, right? That was the whole storyline of that.
In A Letter to You.
In A Letter to You.
2023.
2020. No, I'm sorry. It was
22.
2020. Yeah. No, it was 23. It was 23.
Okay.
That was last year. Yeah. And then Sticky Notes, that came out during the summer. That was an EP. And that's got 7 songs. And that was just like a really feel-good album. Like, that was kind of me also experimenting a little bit.
That's a summertime.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a summer album. You know what I'm saying?
Did it sound like summer?
Yeah, it was like if you play the first couple songs on there, it's just all upbeat stuff. It got one slow song in there with a feature on there. That's my only feature. But she did really good on that song. But yeah, like that's just it's a summertime, you know what I'm saying, project. So, you know, and then my recent album is The Final Chapter that came out earlier this year.
Did the summer album have a theme, or was it like vibes?
That was mainly vibes.
Okay.
I would say that was mainly vibes. But that was kind of like a prologue to Final Chapter, and I'm gonna get into why. So The Final Chapter, like I said, it came out earlier this year. And basically I was kind of combining the elements, like some elements from Sticky Notes and from A Letter to You, and putting it together with some new shit too for The Final Chapter. So if you listen to the last 2 albums and then you listen to The Final Chapter, you can hear like elements of both of those sounds because they sound different. So I kind of was trying to combine them together to tell kind of another story, but really the storyline I would say starts from track 7, which is On My Way To. Because the first like 6 or 7 songs are mainly just for vibes. Like, it's just to get lit, turn up, feel good, you know, all that.
Easy to listen to.
On My Way To, that's when you start getting into like the more lyrical heavy songs, and then that's where you kind of be a story, you know what I'm saying? On My Way To Obsessed, or I'm sorry, to Addicted. And Addicted and Obsessed, that has like a little transition in there of me talking about something, and then it go to Lonely, and then The Color Gray, Company, and then Savior 3 ends it all. I think Savior 3 is a really good outro. I think that might be my best one so far. But yeah, so those are my 3 albums. Like I said, I would recommend listening to The Final Chapter first, though.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So, where can they find you at again?
So you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube. Anything is going to be Jaydcn, Jaydcn. And the reason why it's a C is because it's supposed to be an O. But
halfway.
piece out of it. So it's a broken O. And the reason why I chose that as my name is because, well, the first reason is because I just couldn't put Jaydn. I just couldn't. I just couldn't do my regular name, so I had to come up with an actual name. And the reason why I did Jaydn with a C instead of an O is because I wanted it to still be me, because it is still me. Like, it's not like a persona for real. It's just me making the music. But the piece taken out of the O for the C is supposed to be like you will never be, or for me, I feel like I'll never be complete. And what I mean by that is like, I can always keep growing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can always keep getting better at something in some way, in some form. So I feel like that kind of represents me and also my music. Because like, even though it could be good right now, years down the line, I could still be getting better and better.
It's always going up, bro.
Always going up.
It's always going up.
That
well,
piece,
it's always going somewhere. So.
Yeah, it's somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So that piece, like, you always trying to go after it. And I feel like a lot of people look at that as a negative thing, like, oh, you'll never be complete. And it's like, it don't have to be a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? It could always be like, feel like you could keep attaining more.
You're not complete until you die, because death is the completion of
life.
life.
That's true. So. You always got more days left until you stop breathing. So, you know.
That's fact, bro.
Yeah.
Any more questions? We got any more questions?
Nope.
That's it?
I think this is a great place to leave the interview. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for
having me.
Man, check out Jaydn. First of all, y'all got to make sure to check out Jaydn at Jaydcn.
Yeah, Jaydcn.
Jaydcn.
Everywhere.
Everything.
As always, thank you for listening to the Whatever Comes to Mind podcast. And if you disagree, you're wrong.
That's tough.